character. How close we to leveling? I want my levels. Already level 5? Max level 20, I think. Thanks. Let's go to the harbor now.
Fresh fish!
Race you to the coral.
No contest.
What? Just because you have...
Where do I go? Turn to the beach. Oh, okay.
Fingers and I can't swim?
You are a strange man.
Maybe I'll take a nap first.
It's not right. I came here on the first ship. Why does an island...
Long loading screens. Thorough.
Still kicking, eh?
I sure am. And I'd like a room,
Sure thing.
please.
You must gather your...
What? How do I leave? Leave town. On foot. Accept. I'll continue exploring a little bit. Burial site. Huana tribes traditionally heap their dead onto pyres or give their bodies to the deep sea, but mounds like these suggest that rangas of honor, wealth, and distinction were buried nearby. Rangas. You come upon an ancient site once used for sky burials. On a large stone slab is a scattering of old kith bones and a collection of urns of various sizes. Search the location. Take some time to search the burial site. 2 hours passed. And find a collection of rare gems. I got 4 scoria. Keep searching. Continue poking around. And find a wardstone nestled among the offerings. You've gained sigil, Nightmare of Nightmares wardstone? What the heck's a wardstone? Air effect, friendly target, +5 radius from caster? What? Enemy, I don't know what that does. Keep searching. You find an offering of coins near the remains. Coins? Azata Nui shells? I guess shells are coins. Keep searching. Continue poking around. And find a weapon! It's a club. Oh boy. You've rummaged through the whole burial site. There's nothing left but the dead. Alright. Grave robber Ilmarn and his crew of never-do-wells. What's down here? Ooh. A solitary rice farm. It looks bountiful enough to welcome trade. Oh. Okay. Oh, I should probably equip my dagger. Take my stuff. You have unlimited coin? Looks like you might. So many things to sell. I'll keep that. Weapons, let's do it by category. Except I'll keep what remains. Armor. Sell the cape, sell the hat. Okay, that's good enough. Oh, cancel. Raid. Eat. Inventory. I should equip my dagger. Go to stash. No. Go up here. I don't want a Morning Star. I want a mace. Then reverse these. All done. Anything else? Oh. Ale. Found some beer on the beach. Back to Valario's Rest.
Good, you are here. Clario has made good on his promise. We are making ready to free your ship.
Ikawa gestures toward your vessel, where a motley crew of Huana and Valian workers race to and fro.
I say still that you are fortunate. The ship was nearly lost, but it will float. For how long, I cannot say. You will wish to find a friendly port with some speed, I think.
Some good you are.
My spells do not conjure ships. Come, we will see your Defiant out to sea.
I got an achievement. It got me purple things. You have received a curious message from Harbinger Vatnir. Read. Wax sealed letter. Quest item. This missive, written in what looks like dried blood on a slice of tanned leather, came to you rolled and sealed with the mark of the Aurochs. The lettering, spidery and sharp, suggests the sender may have been shivering as they composed it. Most glorious watcher of Kadnua, I cordially invite you to a feast to be held in your honor. A community of like minds has congregated at Harbinger's Watch, a small outpost located in the southern Deadfire Sea, to witness the dead flow's rapid expansion. Soon, ice shall consume all, and Rimmergan's dominion over Dead Aora be unchallenged. We eagerly anticipate hosting your magnificence. With admiration for your many accomplishments, Vatnir, High Harbinger of Dusk.
We should address the matter of our ship's resources before we get underway.
I got 8 ammunition, 12 medicine, and 7 repair supply. Arena was injured. Oh no.
It saddens me to inform you that we lost several crew and most of our provisions during the storm. However, Port Maje appears to be well supplied, and I expect the recent disaster has left several sailors in want of a ship. I suggest we contract for additional supplies and crew before we return to open water, or our voyage may indeed be a short one.
Ship-to-ship combat. In Deadfire, not every ship on the sea is friendly. Hostile ships can attempt to engage you in ship-to-ship combat. During ship combat, distance and orientation to the enemy are vital to your success. Distance determines if the enemy is in range of your cannons, or if you are in range of theirs. Orientation determines what cannons, if any, you can fire, as well as how easily your ship may be hit. Turning your side to the enemy may allow you to fire the most cannons, but it makes you an easier target. Each ship must maintain its sails and hull. Damaged sails limit the speed of a ship. If a hull is destroyed, the ship will sink. A ship's cannons are also limited by how much ammunition the ship is carrying. When two ships are close to each other, they can board or ram. Boarding locks the two ships together and transitions to a deck-to-deck fight between the two ship crews. A ramming attack does damage to the hulls of both ships. If one does not sink, the battle transitions to a deck-to-deck battle. Once you have victoriously sunk the other ship or defeated them in deck-to-deck combat, you can plunder what remains. Plunder typically includes ship resources, treasure, and occasionally the unique triumph of a noteworthy enemy captain. Coins can be shared with the crew to improve morale, and triumphs are always flown from your ship's rigging. So, should we go to Port Maje by sail or by foot to resupply? I'm not sure. You don't have enough crew members to properly manage a ship. I think I'll go by foot. And, oh, I can't. dock at the beach, I guess. Ship management. Ship UI view. There are several jobs on the ship the crew needs to fill while sailing. Every ship needs deckhands, cannoneers, and a helmsman, and all ships benefit from having a cook, surgeon, and navigator on board. The larger ships even require a boatswain to keep the deckhands in order. To place a new sailor on the ship, you must be in port. Click an available sailor from the known sailors section and move them to an open role on the ship. Note that each sailor has different talents. Not all sailors will be well suited for a given job. Filter through the known sailor job types to see who excels at each role. Your crew consumes both food and drink while adventuring. The type of food and drink you feed them will adjust their morale. More expensive provisions make them happier. Cheap foods and drink will lower their morale over time. Even so, few things will impact your crew's morale as badly as letting them starve. A starving crew with low morale may mutiny. If neglected for long enough, some may even die. There are several jobs on a ship. The captain determines how likely the ship is to gain advantage. First move and other bonuses in ship-to-ship combat. Deckhands are required to perform any maneuver in ship-to-ship combat. If a ship does not have enough deckhands, it will move more slowly on the world map. The more skilled deckhands a ship has, the faster it will move in combat. The boatswain counts as a deckhand, but is more important for their ability to accelerate the completion of special events, such as putting out a deck fire on the ship by coordinating their actions. A helmsman is required for turning and jibe actions in ship-to-ship combat. More experienced helmsmen may make the ship harder to hit after performing turn and jibe actions. Cannons cannot fire without a cannoneer assigned to them. The more experienced a cannoneer, the more accurate their fire. The surgeon increases the rate of healing for injured crew members in reserve, both in combat and while traveling. Two jobs have no combat rules, but they may be called upon to resolve ship events. The navigator increases speed on the world map, and the cook reduces food consumption while traveling. I think the cook would increase food consumption. Everybody. Okay. Is this what I'm currently feeding them? That's what I'm currently feeding them. Rena's injured for 6 days. What's this? Standard anchor. Standard lantern and standard helm. So I've read that the ship combat in this game is not very good. Whoa, what are you? You encounter another ship at sea. As the Defiant leaves Port Maje behind, you casually observe dozens of other ships coming and going, mostly fishing and trade vessels. One craft stands out. An imposing dhow replete with cannons crests into view across Defiant's starboard bow. The flag raised high atop its sails signifies a wish to parley. However, the dhow approaches at an aggressive speed, suggesting that it may not be easily turned away. Do nothing. The distance closes quickly, and soon the massive dhows hull rolls on the waves beside your ship. Boarding planks emerge and are quickly cast onto your ship, along with shouts from its crew notifying you that their captain will be boarding. Several well-armed men cross the planks, their eyes watching every inch of your ship. The crowd parts open to make way for their captain, a tall, well-dressed man. He peers at you, with one impeccably groomed eyebrow raised. Following behind the captain, and in stark contrast, strides an unkempt Orlan. A pair of pistol grips protrude from his belt, and he casually twirls a stocky firearm around his index finger. His shaggy face, framed by long cobalt blue hair and a wildly braided cerulean beard, makes the crooked smirk he directs at you seem almost sinister.
On behalf of the Principes and Patrina, I must request we meet in parley.
The broad-shouldered captain uptilts his chin in greeting. When he smiles, his left cheek divots a shallow dimple. You couldn't have asked before you boarded my ship, uninvited?
Echoes. It has been some time since I last asked another's permission.
He flourishes a courtly bow.
I have heard some marvelous tales regarding your ventures in the Deerwood. In fact, you are the first dragon slayer I have ever met, outside of a grave. Some fools would seek to make a fortune by pilfering from one such as you.
And yes, they would be fools.
I take it he is not one of those fools. Perhaps we should listen.
Aloth crosses his arms, cautious but curious. Under the captain's words, you hear a faint but insistent buzzing. It blooms, overwhelming Furrante's voice, drowning out all else around you. No one else seems to notice. A vision. Thunder cracks between your ears and you glimpse a different sun-shod sea behind your eyes. Let the visions come. The visions streak across your mind's eye, fleeting and incoherent. An elf, dark-haired and battle-scarred, stepping across the gulf between vessels. She shakes Furrante's hand and warmth spills through you. Excitement, pride, and respect. The imagery melts like a candle wax into a lamp-lit galley, swamped with the scent of unwatered rum and sweet fruit, with sailors in their songs and sweat. The scene billows away, ice cold and clawing, replaced with the crew on deck, solemn and staring as Furrante grasps one of their own by the throat. No, not one of their own. No more. You don't steal from family and stay family. Tears and mucus mar the man's features as Furrante reads the man his last rites. Thief or no, they'll consign him to Andra, as tradition dictates. The vision passes, leaving you blinking on the deck of the Defiant, looking into Furrante's face. He raises an eyebrow.
I believe you have met such a fool. Captain Benweth of the Drake.
Despite the gravity of his words, he smiles grandly, and the dimple cuts deeper to his left cheek. Principi San Petrena, responding to the collapse of Grand Valia, noble families packed up their households and sailed abroad, seeking opportunities away from the shadows of their homeland. Over time, their old world traditions evolved into a new identity as the Principi San Petrena, the princes without a homeland, a loosely connected and regulated organization of pirates. Wait, who are the Principi San Petrena?
This is the first you are hearing of us, truly?
His brows raise in show of surprise, but then his smile turns sly, and he cants his head as if to include you in a secret.
We are a magnificent but largely landless people, so we have come to own the sea. To survive, we must seize prosperity where we can. Hence, we are oft labeled as pirates, smugglers, merchants of illicit trade, or mercenaries. It will not always be so, but it is for now.
You say this Captain Benweth is the one who attacked me?
The short-sighted scoundrel has been wreaking havoc in the area for months.
For months? By him?
He is no son of Valia. I do not fault his ancestry, but he disregards too much the grand heritage we Principi represent. Benweth is the second most selfish captain within the Principi's newest generation. He risks all that we value.
Well, if Benweth's the second most selfish captain, who's the first? It wouldn't be you, would it? He pinches his lips, eyes narrowing thoughtfully, but you can see that he's biting back a mischievous grin.
Perhaps I have said too much. This is a problem solely of my own. For now.
It's not you then. The Principi's heritage is Old Valian?
We are descended from refugees who fled during Old Valia's decline. They sailed the eastern reach to the Deadfire, but they did not settle the islands. Today, even, our shipboard life continues.
Why accept non-Valians into the Principi if they're going to cause problems?
Few pirates retire comfortably, amico. We sink and we hang or we burn. We must replace our losses, accepting from many regions, including the Deadfire.
If Benweth is one of your own, shouldn't you take responsibility for his actions?
Benweth is no captain of mine, amico. It is not beneath my flag his Drake sails. Yet I do seek to temper his actions when they would endanger the Principi altogether.
Why is this of any concern to me?
Word of Benweth's raid on the Defiant will spread throughout the Deadfire. More fools will seek to prey upon you. I would suggest you stave off all others by making an example of Benweth.
Furrante's do my job for me, friend. Hope you don't die in the effort.
The rogue words flit through your thoughts like darters, not quite your own, but not entirely unlike your own either. Why tell me this? Why would you want to help me?
I will be honest with you, amico.
He sighs heavily.
I do not favor Benweth, nor do I care for the company he keeps. Such fools and scoundrels serve only to tarnish the Principi's reputable name. But I believe you will be capable of setting him straight.
It sounds like if I defeat Benweth, I'll be doing you a favor. I want a boon for it. The good humor wipes from his face.
I suppose I should expect as much from a man once employed by the dozens. Of course, amico. Work with me, and I will weight your pockets with gold.
That's good enough for me.
When you have dealt with my problem, I will prepare a fine welcome for you at my port. Now a tip for you.
His smile returns twofold and he nods amicably.
Benwet's Drake took damage during the storm. Eventually he will need to dock for repairs, and when he does, Serafen can find him for you.
Furrante flourishes a hand toward the Orlan at his side.
He is rather an unrefined creature, but he is a most skilled ship hunter, I assure you.
Unrefined? Begging your pardon, Captain, but I'd be the fucking model of the Gentleman of Fortune.
The Orlan scoffs.
As for Benweth, that sucker of squid tits be as predictable as the tide. I'd wager all my furriest bits that he'd set sail for Deadlight.
That would be felicitous indeed, as I believe the traitor Remaro hides there as well. I quite enjoy killing 2 men with a single bullet.
Wouldn't have even thought of it if you hadn't brought it up, sir.
Yet you feel a surge of anger that's not your own. Serafen spins towards you and bows again.
Now, I ain't hardly in any hurry to leave the fine company of the Gentlemen of Leisure, but the Captain be right about me finding your mark. Adding to that, you sail into Fort Deadlight not knowing your innies from your outies, you might very well find the locals cannon fucking your boat to sodden splinters.
He grins broadly. What can you do for me?
Are you asking aside from my vaunted ship hunting abilities, self-evident manners, and encyclopedic know-how of all things piratical?
Teeth glint between the curves of his smile. Aloth's face is still a mask, but his eyes blaze. I don't think Aloth liked that. Yes, aside from the obvious.
Well, there'll be me knowing my way around Fort Deadlight, so named on account of it being a fortress and all. I got my contacts inside, and I'll be half handy with a gun if shit goes belly up.
Oh.
Adding to that, I'll be right easy on the eyes, or so the lasses tell me.
He raises his eyebrows in 2 quick bumps. I'm sure they're just being kind.
You verily wound me, sir.
He chuckles, however.
As you see, Serafen is both insufferable and marvelously useful.
Seems like you're eager to join me.
Well, of course I'll be eager to give Benweth the old Evo. That half-cock's been a pain in our asses for the better part of, well, too fucking long. You said you met him, I? Seems the type that needs a bullet, ain't he?
He projects his words a tad louder than necessary. Jody lifts her chin in interest. Why loan me your best ship hunter?
What venture does not require an investment to be prosperous? Serafen is an allowance, which I expect you will return. In one payment or another.
Are you two finished?
Nah, Captain Furrante and I'll never be truly finished. Not till we've both met Andra face to bosom. And knowing that salty lass, mayhaps not even then.
Furrante smiles broadly, but his fingers caress the blunderbuss holster to his chest. Well then, I guess I should welcome you aboard, Serafen.
Oh, you won't be regretting this, Watcher. At least so long as you keep us heavy in grog and light on the onions. Ugh, them dirty shit apples ain't never agreed with me, and I'll be suspecting they never will.
He pats his belly as he strides to your side. If you don't like onions, I'm afraid we're going to have some disagreements in the future.
He's not sleeping near my berth, I promise you that much.
Well, we'll see if you keep that promise.
I sail now for Dunwich, my own safe port. I will await you there, should you be successful in schooling our wayward captain.
Cypher or Barbarian or a Witch. I have a feeling like I'm going to want a Barbarian. I need another frontline tanky guy. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Barbarian.